Man. Yeah, that sucked. There's no other way to say it. That, that game sucked. And I think the worst part is I've seen this team lose that game over and over again. Every year. Last year in particular. I mean, how bad were they in one-possession games last year? And I just hoped that this year would be different. But it's the same old Jaguars. It's the same old team. Is there talent? Of course. Of course there's talent. There's stuff I like? Absolutely. There's stuff that's better than last year? Of course. And we'll get to that. But I said last week I was not putting a lot of stock into the Carolina game because Carolina sucks. And we'll know more about the Jaguars after this week. And I think we learned a lot about the Jaguars this week. That they are the same exact team that they were last year. It's the same exact thing that you knew when they couldn't put the Bengals away that it was going to come back to bite them. You knew it. You absolutely knew it. And it really starts today with the wide receivers. Trevor Lawrence, did he play great? Not really. That's how the scripted plays. He had some moments, obviously. He did not lose the Jaguars the game today. But he also got no help from his receivers. Delly Brown's got to catch that touchdown in the end zone. There's no excuses. You catch that touchdown, it's a whole new ballgame. Whole new ballgame. What I'm worried about is Brian Thomas. I am terrified of what Brian Thomas might potentially become. Every receiver has bad games. It can't be perfect all the time. Every quarterback has a bad game. Everyone has a bad game. It happens. CeeDee Lamb, love the guy. Obviously, that week 1 game against Philly, he stunk. 4 drops. He did not play well. Was I worried about him? No, because it's 1 game. So in theory, you would think that should apply to Brian Thomas, but this is different. Just dropping the ball is one thing. But he played scared. It's almost like a quarterback who saw ghosts. If you see ghosts, your pocket presence is bad, that you start running into sacks and you're not looking down the field and you just get tense in the pocket with anyone near you. You're like, oh, I'm not sure that that's fixable. I'm not sure what Brian Thomas had right now is fixable. He was so good last year. But how many times today did he just refuse to run and go over the middle of the field and make the play? The second interception thrown by Trevor Lawrence, the first one's Trevor's fault. He's got to eat that play. He's got to eat that one. He was hit. He's got to eat the play. Take the 3 points. The second one, Brian Thomas just stopped running. Thomas just stopped running his route. He was scared of getting hit over the middle and just stopped running his route. There was the play after De'Ami Brown dropped the touchdown in the back of the end zone, where Thomas also just stopped his route. He goes up for that ball. He's open. He catches it. It's a 10-point game. Jaguars win. Jaguars win that thing. But how many times today? He got targeted like 12 times. He only made 4 catches. And the throws were good. He just stopped running. And I'm very, very worried about that. I am very, very worried that Brian Thomas is playing scared and is refusing to go over the middle, absorb contact, hears footsteps, and just stops on the route and gives up or drops the ball. Even the 4th down play. He dropped it. It was over the middle of the field. I'm not sure he can go over the middle. I don't know if Brian Thomas can go over the middle of the field anymore. I don't know if it's possible. Which absolutely sucks. Because it was so good last year. But he is playing scared. And I pray that it's an off game. I pray that this is just an off game. But once you get that mindset of, I'm going to make business decision after business decision, it is tough to get out of that mindset. Once you're in the mindset of, I'm scared of getting hit, it might go back to that week 1 hit he took in the preseason against the Steelers. It might go back to that. But once you get in that mindset, it is very hard to come out of that. You can fix the drops. We've seen guys fix drops all the time. You can fix your route running. You can clean it up. But you can't fix scared. And Brian Thomas right now is scared. And that scares me. What also scares me right now is Tyson Campbell. Campbell's always been up and down in Jacksonville. The second half of 22, he was phenomenal. 21, borderline unplayable. He's always been hit or miss. And today, he was really miss. He was really miss. He's been miss all season. He had one good play today and about 10 bad ones. And I am very, very worried about our secondary because of that. If Campbell's your one, you don't have a one. If Campbell's your lockdown guy, you don't have a lockdown guy. I don't know if that's going to change. I think Campbell is who he is at this point. Borderline top 5 corner heading into 2023. He is not even close to that now. He is not even close to that right now. And teams are just going to throw all over us. Teams are going to throw all over us with Campbell on the number 1 receiver. It's just going to happen. And we saw it today. We saw it today with Jake Browning. Who, by the way, that was a classic Jags performance. That was a classic Jaguars performance. Every single time a backup quarterback comes in, they play like Joe Montana against us. Every single time. Without fail. Backup quarterback comes in, they're going to light it up. We saw Blaine Gabbert 2017 against us as a Cardinal. Plays well, goes down the field, wins the game-winning field goal. Big drive at the end. We saw it with Chad Henne in the playoffs. We saw that. The 96-yard drive in the playoffs when Mahomes got injured. We saw with Nick Foles in 2016 with the Chiefs. Backup quarterback plays his butt off, and the Chiefs win that game, or at least does what he has to do in order to win it. We see it with, this obviously. We saw with Jake Browning in 23 as well. Jake Browning in 23. You thought, okay, number 1 seed in the AFC right now, we got Jake Browning, should be okay. Then Jake Browning lights us up. It's every single time without fail. Even, I think, Schrader on the Jets. They benched Zach Wilson. Schrader comes in, moves the ball down the field. We saw in 2016. These are all different regimes, by the way. So it's not like it's like a culture thing. It's all different regimes. So in 2016, Texans benched their quarterback. I believe it was benching Osweiler to put Savage in. Savage wins the game. Comes back, wins the game. 2017, week 1, Savage plays to start. He sucks. They put Deshaun Watson, goes right down the field, scores a touchdown, plays pretty well that second half, all things considered. Even though the Jaguars won that game. Every time without fail. Josh Johnson, 2018, Washington. Guy hadn't won a game in like 10 years in the NFL. Somehow wins that game. Has a nice throw down the field, comes back, wins that one. Every time without fail. Backup quarterbacks just have a field day against Jacksonville. And you knew it was coming too. You knew it was coming. The moment Burrow went down, I knew it was coming. I knew exactly what was coming. I was kind of terrified of Browning. Because Burrow, obviously he's a better quarterback, but he holds onto the ball a lot. They were getting pressure with Burrow. Browning not getting a lot of pressure. The way he goes through the game is different. The way he moves is different than Burrow. And when Browning came in, I'm like, oh boy, we might be in some trouble. And sure enough, we were. Sure enough, we were. Because they didn't double Jamar Chase all game. They decided to, on 3rd and long, send 7 and leave one-on-one coverage with T. Higgins. Send the house on 3rd and 7 when... I know I like Campanelli and the way he blitzes, but in that spot, you got to trust your front 4 or 5 to get pressure. Don't send the house and just let him throw it up there, especially when we got maybe the best receiving unit in football and Chase and Higgins on the other side. The coaching was just off today. The coaching was off. And there were a lot of things I did not agree with that Liam Cohen did. And that Campanelli did that I could have cost us the game. I think the big one for me, the big one, is not the 4th and 5. The 4th and 5, I actually had no problem with. Personally, I would have kicked. I get it, though. I completely get it. Brian Thomas was open. It's an easy pass. Got to catch the ball, obviously. He dropped it. You catch the ball, it's a first down. Kill some more time off the clock. You can potentially make it a touchdown. Get a touchdown, I should say, make it a 2-score game. And you can win the game there. You can win it right there. What bothered me was the drive before that. 3rd and 2. You're running well. ETN played well, Tudor played well. I don't think they had a single run that went for negative yards today. Not a single run, unless I'm mistaken. They went for negative yards. The whole drive, it was like a 4.5-minute drive at this point. It was a long drive. You were moving down the field with ease. With ease. Just grounding and pounding on them. Tudor was playing well. ETN was playing well. 3rd and 2 in plus territory. 2 plays to get 2 yards. There's about 6.5 minutes left, 7 minutes left in the game. If you get the first down here, you keep the offense on the field. You can take 2 more minutes off the clock at a minimum. You can kick a field goal, make it a 6-point game. Or you can even go down the field, long touchdown drive, ball game. So 3rd and 2, you throw a 30-yard pass to Brian Thomas, who had not been playing well all day. Throw a 30-yard to Brian Thomas. Because that makes sense. That makes sense. Just throw a 30-yard pass on 3rd and 2. Which obviously falls to complete. And 4th and 2, you punt on the plus side of the field. 3rd and 2, 2 plays to get 2 yards with the way Tudor and ETN have been running. Because I will say the running game for Jacksonville has been great this season. That's what excites me about Cohen and excites me about the staff and this team, is that this team can run. They ran on Carolina, they ran on Cincinnati. They can run the ball very well. Some of these play designs are really good. These blocking schemes are really good. But when you are in a short yard situation in that spot, and you call a deep pass and then hunt on the plus side of the field with the way you've been running the ball, it just baffles me. There were so many chances to put the Bengals away. So many chances. And the Jaguars beat themselves. They shot themselves in the foot. The pick in the end zone up 7-0. The play calling. The drops. The multiple 4th down conversions by Cincinnati. I'm not sure if Hunter could have a PI on that play, but fans and that's not why we lost. Besides the play calling, the drops, the penalties. Not the PI. The illegal shifts. There were 6 of them this game. The Jaguars got called for an illegal shift 6 times. That should not be possible. That should not be possible. So you get called for a pre-snap penalty like that, just about where you line up on the field. Most teams don't get called for that 1 time in a game. The Jaguars got called for that 6 times. I'm not blaming the refs. It was obvious. It's the sloppiness that has been killing Jacksonville this season. Pushed them back in critical spots against Carolina. Didn't matter because Carolina sucks. And it obviously hurt them here. There are so many points that the Jags left on the table. So many points. From the interceptions to the drops to the penalties to move you back. It was a nightmare. And what scares me is that this is the same thing we saw last year. It's the same exact thing in terms of the Jaguars finding new ways to lose. And in the 4th quarter, you can't trust them. You just can't. I think every Jags fan knew they were not winning that game. Every Jags fan knew the moment Brian Thomas dropped that ball, they were not winning that game. Every Jags fan knew the moment that Trevor Lawrence threw a pick in the end zone, they were not winning that game. Every Jags fan knew at 24-17. 3rd down, they get the T. Higgins fly route. Touchdown. Everyone knew they're not winning that game. Every Jags fan knew it. Because we've seen it too many times. And it's just so frustrating. Because with better coaching and just better discipline and better... Just not better players, but just like better concentration, the Jags win that game. Every team in the NFL wins that game except Jacksonville. I feel like we've said that a lot. Every team in the NFL wins that game except for Jacksonville. Which is just frustrating. It's frustrating to watch, and it does not give me confidence in this season. Not that I had a confidence, but it does not give me confidence at all. And now the schedule gets tough. You had a gift. When Burrow went down, he had Jake Browning for 35 minutes. You had a gift. You had the lead. When Browning was in the game, you had the lead. You have 35 minutes without an elite quarterback in there. Every team in the NFL finds a way to win that game except for you guys. Every team in that spot. And now you got CJ Stroud and the Texans. Good team. I know they have not been the best as of late, but they were still a team that has had your number, a team that swept you last year. Division game, and it terrifies me. The schedule is not getting any easier. It does not get any easier in the first half of the season. And this was the chance. This was a golden opportunity, and there's a lot of work to be done. Also means the Jags don't start 2-0. They've started 2-0 one time since 2007. One time in the last nearly 20 years. Which is not good. Not good. Speaking of not good, CBS is not impressed with them today. I know it was obviously their 7th string crew. Chris Lewis, I was fine. Logan Ryan, fine. I like Lewis a lot. I think he's got good chemistry with whoever he has in the booth. So I thought that was fine. I did not think the production was that good today. There was a play where they cut to a commercial break during the action. That's like Cardinal sin number 1. You don't do that. It was a third down stop. And on third down, you got the stop. Fourth down, they're punting. And I guess they thought in the truck that they were going to commercial break, even though no one was injured. Because you don't go to commercial break in that spot. They went to break. They showed the side-on-side, the side-by-side with the Home Depot ad and the punt. So I was watching a commercial at the same time I'm watching the game, which obviously not allowed. Not allowed at all. There was a play where an object was thrown on the field, and they thought it was a flag, so they showed the flag graphic, even though it was very clearly not a flag, was not even the right color of the flag. It was an object. It was an object that has been thrown at some WNBA games this year, I'll put it that way. And then there was also a holding penalty on the Bengals, and the graphic showed that it was on number 12, Travis Hunter, who does not play for the Bengals. So I don't know how that was possible. And this is why I want to be good so badly. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, but because we get stuck with these bottom-of-the-barrel people that don't know what they're doing. And it just sucks. It sucks to be an afterthought year after year. And it just sucks to be losing games like this. And it's another close one that, just like last year, the Jags lost 11 games last year by 1 score. There were 3 bloodbouts last year. There were 3 bloodbouts. The Bills game, Bears game, and the Lions game. Those 3 games, they sucked from the start to the end. The other 10 games, they lost close. 1 score came after the final drive, and they found a way to lose all 10 of them. And I fear that they're going to find more ways to lose this year, if this game was any indication. Because in terms of having chances to win, this is up there one of the worst losses in franchise history. Obviously not in terms of impact, not in terms of significance, but in terms of how many chances they had to win the game. This is up there with one of the worst losses in franchise history. You think of the 2015 game against the Colts when Jason Myers missed 2 field goals in regulation and in overtime. You think of last year's game against the Dolphins where you had the lead, ETN fumbles at the goal line, Dolphins score immediately after, you have the ball, you do nothing with it, you lose the game. There have been a few games like that where they just have every chance to win and they don't do it. And this is up there with one of the worst. It really is. Since I've been a fan, this is up there with one of the worst losses ever in terms of giving the game to the other team. And they have to clean it up. Because if they don't, it's going to be a long season. The only saving grace from this game is that, number one, they can run the ball like crazy. They can run the ball well. Tuna looked great. Tuna had expandable now they traded Bigsby. He looked phenomenal. This ETN Tuna 1-2 punch could be very, very good. That touchdown Tuna had with the foot on the ground, the juke move, sick. You got to lead on that more, though. There's no reason a game like this Trevor should be thrown 42 times. I don't have the exact stats in front of me. I'm assuming the Jags ran for 5 yards carry. No negative yards. No negative runs. Trevor Lawrence should not be throwing 42 times in that spot. He just shouldn't be. He just shouldn't be. It's that simple. You have the lead most of that game. If your quarterback throws 42 times, it means either the running game sucks or you're playing from behind the entire time. You had the lead most of the way, or you were tied most of the way. I think the first time the Bengals took the lead was that touchdown at the end with 20 seconds left. There is no universe that Trevor Lawrence, with how the running game was going, should have been thrown 42 times. Just bad coaching. Bad coaching today. And with better coaching, more concentration, better anything, we win that game. We win that game. It's not even close. Not even close. That was a winnable one, and I just hope that things don't spiral out of control. Because they did last year after Miami. After that was a very winnable game against Miami. After that game, everything spiraled out of control. After the Cincinnati game in 23, very winnable game. You were moving the ball, had the lead. Lost that one, everything spiraled out of control. I am very worried that everything could spiral out of control here. And we'll have to see what happens against Houston, because the Jags should be 2-0 right now. The fact they're not is disgusting.